We will have the 5 red lights on here in the Tier 1 finale. And the lights are out, and away we go as Cookie leads us down into turn 1. Nis has not got an amazing start, but down the inside he goes. He has got an amazing start, and Nis gets through on Cookie. A little bit of wheel banging between these two as Himmy in behind Cookie. Will he go for the move into turn 5 as he's on the rear of his championship rival here? And down into turn 5 does Himmy want to take the risk here on lap 1. Himmy looking down the outside as Cookie and TJ diving it through on Himmy Dimes. Himmy back through on Cookie as we charge down to turn 6. Star down to P18. Something has happened. The Williams driver is Cookie now into turn 6. Is he going to send it on this? No, he goes defensive and protects against Himmy as TJ looking for a move on the outside of the Ferrari driver. And Hitman wanting to get involved here as well, but we're watching the main battle here. For the lead is TJ really pressuring Himmy Dimes as Himmy recharging into turn 9, but will we settle down a bit as Himmy all over the rear of Cookie here on lap 1, but unable to get through. We'll see Gordon on the outside of Stephen Beecham side by side. They go through turn 10, and Gordon getting through on Stephen. Lovely move from Gordon. DRS open for the Red Bull driver, and can the championship leader take the lead of the race here as Nis has gone defensive to the inside. Cookie on the outside, gonna break later than Nis, and around the outside goes the Red Bull driver into the lead of the race. Through on Nuki. A reminder is on the inside Liam. Side by side he goes with Nuki. Star looking for a double switchback. Gets it on the Haas and gets it on the Alpine as we go side by side charging down to turn 9, and Liam may even look for a move on either of the drivers as Star gets round the outside. Lovely move there from Star. Gordon and Ho Chin battling as Thori all over the rear of Ho Chin, and a little bit of contact in the background. Stephen involved here. Could we get a camera angle please as Star, and we're almost 4 abreast here. Stephen on the inside, Thori, Hitman or Ho Chin and Thori all involved. Star gets 2 overtakes in one corner, and Stephen's been clipped around by Ho Chin. Strategy work from. We'll keep an eye on how his progression is made as Himmy gets through on his teammate Stephen as Gordon dives it down the inside of turn 9. Ollie leaving the room for Gordon. Gordon washes it wide though, and Gordon around. Oh, and really unfortunate for Gordon there, just washed out wide and has a big spin there in for the 2 stop, or maybe a really early 1 stop. I think Ollie's possibly gone the earliest you can go for the 1 stop as Nis now gets through on Liam, but 20 laps on the hards will be difficult. And what is Liam doing? Just try to dive bomb Nis out of nowhere, and luckily they both stay on the track. No one is damaged, but that just seemed like an absolute send from Liam there. And Stephen now on the rear of Ollie Bean on the inside, and Ollie Beans left the car's width for him, but Stephen again washing out wide through turn 9, and Nuki battling with TJ here as Echo involved here as well. Echo gonna follow him through. Nuki gonna try and go defensive, but Echo on the inside. TJ ahead of both cars here. Echo gets ahead of Nuki, and Echo now gonna try and get the exit on TJ. Himmy gets ahead of Thori, but Echo on the rear of TJ. Can Echo get past the Mercedes drivers? Echo now going to look around the outside of turn 9. Looks for the switchback on the Mercedes driver. Can he find the grip in there? No, he can't. There's no grip there on the inside as Ollie gets through on Ty Clear. Will Star put up much of a fight here on the older tyres? It doesn't seem like Star was putting up that much of a fight. Or maybe Nis just had too much pace. Picking up a 3-second time penalty. And where will Cookie exit? Side by side with TJ. As TJ all over the rear of Cookie. And will he look to send it into turn 5? Looking round the outside as Nis gets through. Big wobble there from Thori, and Cookie getting through as Echo now on the rear of this battle as well. Thori still out there yet to box. Echo going to try and get through on Thori. And Echo again on the rear of TJ, going to try and get ahead if he can. Inside DRS range from Star. And we'll keep an eye on that. We'll go back down to Michael momentarily as he's on the outside of Ty Clear. And can he get round the outside of the Aston Martin? Yes, he does. Just has extra grip available. As Cookie now on the outside of Star. as we head through the final sector. Side by side they go in the Red Bull on the outside of the Williams, and Cookie sails around the outside as Echo picks up a 3-second time penalty, and now could be decided here on lap 16. Hemi gonna try and go defensive. Cookie on the outside, burning the battery down as the Ferrari driver just doesn't have much answer for the Red Bull on much phase. Hitman weaving for whatever reason, is Ollie going to pick the outside of the Sauber driver. And Ollie now through into P6 as he gets ahead of Hitman. Eb now coming in, and Hemi Dimes also coming in. Picks up a 3-second time penalty, but it may be removed due to... Oh no! Echo into the wall, front wing completely gone, and he's missed the pit entry. Batch of 4 cars ahead of him, and he's going to try and get rid of Ollie here into turn 6 as Nis outbreaks. Ollie into turn 6 and exiting turn 7. Can he get the run of Michael Louis? Michael burning the rears momentarily as Nis now on the rear of the McLaren. And can he get close enough to the McLaren driver as we see Echo go very wide. And Echo, no front wing, might not be able to do much as Nis now on the rear of Michael Louis through the final sector. It's a risky move and a lovely move from Nis. Possibly not be removed by the stewards. So Nis looks like the win is not going to be on for the Alpine driver here. And as the hards are definitely the strongest tyre on this game, especially at Abu Dhabi. Hemi on the inside of Michael Louis looking for the move through turn 5. Michael doesn't want to give an inch though. Michael still battling for the podium here and missed this move as well. And Echo staying in behind, wants the DRS out of turn 5, and Echo's got damage. Echo into the rear of Nuki, and Echo now right end plate missing for the Haas driver as Gordon now into turn 6. Echo possibly going to look for the switchback on the Alpine, and what a lovely switchback there from Echo. Getting through on the Alpine of Nuki as Liam losing out to Ollie now. Ollie on a charge on his 2-stop strategy. Side DRS from Michael Louis. TJ now into turn 6 they go. Side by side goes TJ and Star. And Star going to try and get the exit out of turn 7. And with DRS and ERS, can he get back ahead of TJ, who's now up into P5. TJ appears to have a bit more straight line speed in this Mercedes to keep him ahead as Echo gets through on Gordon into turn 6. And can TJ now get back ahead of the McLaren driver? And TJ now up into P4 as he goes round the outside of the McLaren and gets through into P4. And a P4 for TJ would be big in the championship as Gordon through on the inside of Echo. Side by side they go through turn 9, and Gordon through into P11. But as I mentioned, TJ getting P4 here would climb him a couple positions in the championship. A Star big wobble out of the final corner, and Hitman just has way more grip on these hard tyres. Potentially get through on Star. Star looking down the inside, but unable to get ahead of Hitman. And Hitman, good defensive driving. And Hitman through up into P5. But can he pull a gap from the McLaren drivers? The McLaren of Michael Louis really wobbly on the rear as Cookie starts the final lap of the race here in Abu Dhabi. Liam on the inside of Nuki as they go side by side through turn 6 and 7. Liam on the outside as Nuki closes the door on the Haas driver as Liam now with DRS going to try and get ahead of the Alpine. We've got the Ferrari of Stephen Beecham in behind who wants to get involved in the battle as well. Can Liam look down the inside of Nuki? Side by side they go through turn 9. Can Liam find the extra grip on the inside? A little bit of a wobble mid-corner, loses the rear massively, and Nuki holds on to it and just about does enough. And as Cookie now has just 2 more corners to do it, the Red Bull driver will round the final corner, and Cookie for a 6th time will win the championship here in WHF Tier 1. Absolutely sensational as Nis is going to do some donuts, which allows Hemi through into P2, but Nis is out there doing donuts. It's going to give TJ potentially his first podium in WHF. Nis is going to come across the final corner as he drifts it across the line. TJ gets into P3. Hitman rounding the final corner, but gets a puncture. Or maybe run out of fuel. Hitman now down. Michael Loya into P4. Star going to reverse across the line in the Williams. Gets P6. Story crosses the line. Ollie into P8. Ty into P9. Gordon crosses the line into P11. Echo now going to do some donuts as well. It seems as he reverses across the line as well. Stephen into P13. I don't believe he'll jump as... Liam! Liam on the final corner. Spins across the final corner, and Liam dropping down, and Nuki will finish P14 in Tier 1. Liam into P15, and Ollie Bean down to P16 will get a point here in Tier 1.